viewers. Grab yourself a cuppa. Cargo Line Volume 2, Aggregates, coming soon. 9th of May, in fact, not very far away. This is a bit of news for Train Sim World. We can see some aggregate wagons, a bit of graffiti on them, and a stylized loader. More gameplay, more services, more scenarios. Skyhook Games are adding more to 3 UK route add-ons with the second release in the Cargo Line series. Cargo Line Volume 2, Aggregates, is coming 9th of May. Readers of the April roadmap and those following Skyhook Games' own blog posts will already be aware of what's coming in this gameplay pack. Below we go into some more details about the services and scenarios added to the 3 route add-ons for the players that own them, as well as even more Midland Mainline upgrades including visual improvements and some extra service layers from other Train Sim World content. We'll also hit an important milestone for this release, with it being the 100th add-on available for Train Sim World 4. New wagon, the HOA Bogey Hopper. At least it's not a homeowners association. I wonder if it comes with a really annoying person. Oh, I just want to see. Anyway, I had one of those people when I lived in America. They were delightful. Anyway, we can see some cargo pack aggregate wagons. Not much of a surprise, that's what we're getting. The pack centres around the addition of the new HOA Bogey Hopper wagon to facilitate more services across 3 routes where the movement of aggregates is key. Broadly speaking, aggregates consist of any collection of rocks. In the aggregates industry, this can be crushed stone, sand, gravel and slag for use in the construction, for example. It's not what a slag is in Aussie. Anyway, in Cargo Line Volume 2 Aggregates, these wagons are generated in-game in different variants as part of a consist. Much like the varied containers that appear within the freight consists from other Train Sim World releases, Skyhook Games have implemented random spawning of graffiti and branding on the HOA Hopper Bogey wagons. On Great Western Express and Southeastern High Speed, branded wagons without graffiti appear with VTG branding. In Midland Mainlines, these wagons appear unbranded. The routes involved. At 2 of the relevant real-world routes, there are facilities that help load and unload aggregates from trains for further movement by road or processing on site. In Great Western Express, this is done at a number of places, including West Drayton and Hayes. Trains run between these locations and the route's western endpoint at Reading, where they continue out of the map as AI. In real life, these services head through to Somerset and South Wales. In Midland Mainline, the aggregates facility at Mount Sorrel has been redone and updated to accommodate these trains on both timetable services and in scenarios. These trains also have endpoints well beyond the confines of the map, with the in-game services travelling to either Leicester or Nottingham at either end of the route. Southeastern High Speed doesn't have any aggregates processing facilities, but a number of scenarios have been included, centred around engineering works which sometimes result in these trains passing through Medway. Additional services and scenarios. A full breakdown of additional services activated with the gameplay pack is found below. The 3 relevant route add-ons are required in order to activate these services as layers. There's Midland Mainline, so we've got an EWS 66, the shed, pulling a bunch of aggregate wagons, and another train sitting next to it, looking pretty. Services travel within the confines of the route between Leicester, Derby and Nottingham. 0451, MSQ1, Peterborough Hopper loading. I don't think I'll read through all of these, but let's just say there's a few. What is that, about 20? Look like about 20. Players with Southeastern High Speed installed will also be able to operate the following services featuring rolling stock from that route, and there's 4 more. Scenarios included 6M26 Eastleigh Yard to Mount Sorrel Railhead. Complete the final leg of this empty hopper run from Eastleigh to Mount Sorrel Railhead, driving from Leicester to Mount Sorrel. Mount Sorrel Yard work. Process the latest arrival of hoppers at the Mount Sorrel Railhead. 6E22 Mount Sorrel Railhead to Doncaster Decoy, a regular delivery of material to the facility at Doncaster, although today it will be running via Lincoln, drive between Mount Sorrel and Dottingham. So you put out decoy ducks if you're a hunter, boo hiss to you if you are, but, do decoy trains attract trains? I don't know. Midland Mainline updates. In addition to the services and scenarios, Skyhook Games will be pushing even more updates to their Midland Mainline route. The area around Mount Sorrel will receive some updates to facilitate the loading and unloading of aggregates, as well as an interactive portica bin, whatever that is. Highlights of the updates are listed below. Added working interactive loader and interactive portica bin at Mount Sorrel Railhead. I'm sure someone will tell me what a portica bin is. Added an interactive portica bin at Etches Patch Depot. Class 158 improvements including PIS destination fixes, better performance, reduced door closing time, and other visual improvements and fixes. The HST improvements to the headlight spread and colour, dial needles when illuminated, cab light and ride height correction to the power car. Recast of all static AI layers from other Train Sim World content, including additional Blackpool branches, Cargo Line Volume 1 and Southeastern High Speed J&A wagons. Corrections to route indicators at some junction signals, corrections to some speed limit changes, improvements to trackside vegetation, addition of 2 playable Flying Scotsman rail tours for players that own that content, amendments to platform placement for 158 services at Derby and Nottingham, and more. A full changelog will be outlined on release. You can see some VTG branded hoppers on Great Western Express. Services travel within the confines of the route between Reading and London Paddington, and there's a bunch of them. Another shot of a VTG banded wagon. Players with Southeastern High Speed installed will also be able to operate the following services, and there's another 5 or 6. It's 6. And there are some more scenarios. 6A87 East Usk Yard to West Drayton Railhead. Complete the last leg of trains from Newport to West Drayton, picking it up at Slough on the busy Thames Valley. Drive from Slough to West Drayton Railhead. 6A09 Acton Yard to Hayes Railhead. With the jumbo train having arrived from Watley into Acton, take the Hayes portion to be unloaded at the nearby railhead. Drive from Acton to Hayes Railhead. 6C51 West Drayton Railhead to Watley Quarry. With unloading complete, undertake the first portion of this train's return to the West Country. Drive from West Drayton to Reading via Southall. And on Southeastern High Speed, we can see some more VTG branded wagons. Whilst there are no additional timetabled aggregate services in Southeastern High Speed, there are some additional scenarios. 6V18 Allington aggregates to Watley Quarry. Continue the journey of this service from Allington Railhead, operating the train between Strood and Dartford. To say that again, Strood. 6Y73 Who Junction to Tunbridge West Yard. Closure for engineering works on the Medway Valley means this routine run must go the long way around to reach Tunbridge this time. Drive from Who Junction to Faversham. Additional suffragette line service layers. In anticipation of this release, we had already implemented several layered services into London Overground Suffragette Line timetables, so upon purchasing Cargo Line Volume 2 aggregates, a selection of services will automatically appear on that route. Services travel within the confines of the route between Gospel Oak and Ripple Lane, Barking. And there's about 10 of them. Train Sim World 4 Cargo Line Volume 2 Aggregates Gameplay Pack will be available from 9th of May for Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Epic Game Store and Steam. And it's £9.99, €11.99, $14.99 US, so about 25 for the Aussies would be my guess. Something in that vicinity. There you go. Cargo Pack 2. So the route changes for Midland Mainline. If you own the route, you get those for free. They just come out. But if you want the cargo extras, you got to buy Cargo Pack Volume 2, which will be available on May the 9th. There you go. That's all fun. And there is a bundle, apparently, which is Midland Mainline, Great Western Express, Cargo Line Volume 1 and Cargo Line Volume 2. But if you've got any of those, you're probably not going to want to buy that. But anyway, that's okay. Enjoy yourself. This has been the news. Bye.
We played a game.